When war becomes content, the memeification of conflict and what it tells us about the communications apparatus. There is a war happening right now. The US and Israel are striking Iran, and back and forth it goes. The Strait of Hormuz is effectively closed. 168 children were killed in Iran when a missile hit a girls' school. And in the same feed, we're seeing, the same scroll. You have Call of Duty footage stitched to real missile strikes, a Lego video of Netanyahu and Satan, and Iran threatening to set ships ablaze via state media posts designed to go viral. So, this episode is not about who is right or wrong in this conflict. It's about what it means when war is packaged as content and reveals, what that reveals to us about how power, communications sit together and how we therefore consume it. So, looking at the state level strategic communications, this is not organic content. Beyond individual creators, governments are now capitalizing on how audiences, particularly younger ones, consume information. The US White House, CENTCOM, the IRGC, the IDF, all running coordinated social content strategies. The Iranian embassy in The Hague used inside out Pixar style animation deliberately, bright colors and familiar character designs, which provide algorithmic invisibility, slipping past content moderation systems tuned to flag gore and hate speech. This is planned. Unfortunately, this is planned. It's not by accident. And this sort of gamification of war, it erases the human cost and how we must care for human life. We are seeing live combat packaged into social media content. And this kind of scoring real kills in real time and broadcasting it to an audience of millions, it's a first in our history of, let's say, digital communications. And I can't help but think this influences how young people, especially in the UK, I'm not sure if you're aware, but recently there was a red and blue war between different schools in different boroughs, different areas and regions of the country, where it was difficult to actually determine who started it. Who started this trend of red against blue? Can't remember exactly what it's called, but this sort of gamification of human life. You score if you attack and film the other children, wherein I think probably the nastiest digital communications era we've ever been in, but we continue to just cope and get through it. And that's why I wanted to do this video. It's almost like this communications style is saying there are no human beings, there are no school children, there's no suggestion at all, even that, oh, no, there's no people suffering, you're not seeing this. But it is actually happening. And a lot of these memes are doing the strategic work. They're actually sanitizing what is actually happening so that audiences like us never have to really sit with the true weight of it, the true cost of life and suffering. And all sides are playing the same game with different aesthetics, different hooks, different stories, different visuals. The US used Top Gun and Mortal Kombat. Iran is using Lego and Pixar. The IDF joined a nostalgic trend where people post images from the 1990s, posting IDF aircraft, tanks, and naval vessels from the decade, with the audio playing Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. Okay, different registers, but but different registers, different actors and stakeholders, but the same strategy. Meet the audience where they are, make the content shareable, clickable, keep it emotionally light. And when both sides of a conflict use this same communications playbook, it just becomes the norm. And this medium is now shaping the messaging appetite, not just reflecting it. Actually, it's cultivating it. It's setting a norm for millions of Americans. The Iran war lives in the same feed as memes, AI slop, sports highlights, maybe even cooking videos, forging this almost false intimacy with armed conflict that no previous generation has experienced. And the question isn't just why are governments doing this now? It's actually, well, it's working. So why is it working? Because we have been conditioned by these very same platforms, by the same scroll, and by the algorithmic reward system to process everything at the same emotional frequency, almost ambiguity, almost numbness. The gravity and the gossip sit side by side, and we continually to consume and be moved by it, or as a case may be, not be moved by it. And so this is a media and digital literacy crisis, and it requires strategic thinking and a strategic response. It requires us to reflect. The meme videos are an effort to generate public support for a war that essentially polls remain, you know, unpopular. Polls suggest that this war sits with Americans. I think 56% of Americans oppose it. 56% of Americans oppose military action in Iran. And so there's that gap between what people are actually wanting and what they're getting. There's that gap between what the apparatus is pushing and what people actually feel. And this is where this communication strategy and execution gets very dangerous. Entertainment is being used as the delivery mechanism for consent. Oh, you've been seeing this for a while on your feed. You've been okay with it, so clearly you consent to it. The audience doesn't even know it's being persuaded. That's not a problem just for citizens, mind you. It's a challenge for every communicator who believes in honest, value driven messaging. And I'm speaking to you. So, what is our responsibility then when the information environment has been this severely disrupted and corrupted? We're living through something genuinely quite new. It's not just propaganda, because propaganda's been running for so long, it's almost ancient, but propaganda which is now optimized for the scroll. And there's A/B testing for virality. It's delivered through the same channel as your friend's holiday photos. The apparatus isn't just shaping opinion, it's shaping what we're capable of feeling, it's shaping our consent. That's a conversation I believe we really should be having. And it starts with being able to name exactly what's happening rather than continue to sit in this place of confusion. And recently, I recorded a video about this on my shorts. You may find it here on my Media and Politics Commentary channel, even my personal one. And I was looking at a study. It was an article written by Cotter et al. In 2022. And it's about algorithmic conspirituality. Essentially, the scroll has become like our scripture. I wrote about this for my site, my X, and my Substack. The scroll has become scripture. We almost see it as divine. The algorithm, especially on any platform, is now the priest, and we're not questioning it. Funnily, we're in a secular, mostly secular society, and we're not questioning the evangelism, sorry, or evangelical approach to algorithmic activity. Oh, if this is showing up on your feed, you were meant to see it, and we become convinced, oh yes, this creator's not used any hashtags or anything, I was meant to see this. We need to question more. Thank you so much for watching this video on Serena's Playbook, where I'm all about leveling up your strategic thinking, as I have right here on the screen. There are multiple platforms and places that you can get more information and value from me. I have more than 20 years in comms and media. I view things with a systems thinking background. That's what my current master's is in. I'm just rounding up my dissertation research. And I'm here to contribute value, to help level up your critical thinking and strategic thinking as a student, a brand manager, a communicator, an entrepreneur, somebody within the communication space, perhaps even in politics. Let's question more. Let's reflect more. Let's be smarter. And thank you for joining me. And do subscribe, like, do all those wonderful things. And I'll see you in the next one.